Hey everybody, Aaron Rift here from NoDQ.com. I thought I'd do a little bit of a different video today. Today is the 10-year anniversary of the death of Mr. Perfect, Curt Hennig. And it's weird because I look back at the day he died and it feels like it was yesterday. It makes me feel really old to think about it, that it's actually been 10 years since his death. I just vividly remember that day. At the time I was taking community college classes, and after I got out of my class, we went straight to the Staples Center for Raw. There was a WWE Raw that night, and when we got to the arena, we were standing in line, and there was this radio station, Power 106. They had a booth set up, and one of the guys said on the mic, "Rest in peace, Mr. Perfect." I looked at my friends, and we didn't know what to make of it. We kind of just didn't think too much about it, and but we were intrigued. Why did he say "Rest in peace, Mr. Perfect"? We really didn't register what that meant. And I hadn't been online that day, so I had my college class, and then I got out. I wasn't on the internet, and this was back before smartphones, and you could look online. So we really didn't know what to make of it. So we got into the arena, and then right before Raw began, they aired this graphic that said "Rest in peace, Curt Hennig" in 1958 to 2003, and we all looked at each other, and our jaws dropped. We were in total shock that he had died, and like I said, because there was no internet access, we didn't know what happened, and I was just floored. Mr. Perfect was one of my all-time favorites growing up, one of the most interesting characters in WWE during the late 80s, early 90s, and certainly one of the best in-ring performers, great talker. I mean, he really was as close to a perfect sports entertainer as you could get. The match I think that stands out the most from Mr. Perfect would be the SummerSlam 1991 match with Bret Hart. And the thing about that match that makes it so fascinating is that going in, Mr. Perfect was in bad shape. He was far from 100%, and that would end up being his last match for over a year. But he still went out there and gave a perfect performance. Him and Bret Hart tore it up, and that was one of the all-time great WWE matches of that era. And, like I said, Mr. Perfect, a great talker as well. When he turned babyface in November '92, right before Survivor Series, I mean, that was one of the most memorable babyface turns that I could recall. Him joining Randy Savage's team and getting in Bobby Heenan's face, pouring the water on Bobby Heenan. That was just classic stuff. Classic interaction between Mr. Perfect and Bobby Heenan, just two of the all-time great characters. I mean, it was just unbelievable. And, Mr. Perfect went on to WCW, a disappointing run overall, but there was one moment that really shined, and that was the West Texas Rednecks once again showing, Mr. Perfect showcasing his charisma and his verbal skills, and just being able to show everybody he can be an entertaining performer, not just as a wrestler, but as a talker and just an interesting personality. The rap is crap. That was great stuff. So definitely, thinking about Mr. Perfect today, and let me know what you guys think. Like, what are some of your favorite Mr. Perfect memories? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think, and stay tuned this week for no DQ&A video.